Hey, welcome back to the screencast. It's Mr. S. And if you're tuning in, you know this is Maths You Should Know. And ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be comparing decimals and fractions and then putting them in the right order. We've talked about the difference between integers and rational numbers. Integers kind of like being giant stepping stones on our number line, and the rational numbers, which can be represented as fractions, are the little bits in between. I'd like to jump right in with why do I choose that negative 1 2 is less than an eighth. And some sixth graders, we do struggle with this because it's kind of, this is our first introduction to negative numbers. So I think we should jump to a number line that'll give us a better understanding of why negative 2/10 is less than 8/10. We discussed in great detail, actually, when we were talking about integers, the number line. And if I was doing integers, here would be 1, and here would be 1. If I could get it right. There we go. Perfect. All the little lines in between represent our rational numbers because those can be represented as fractions. And if I'm counting from 0, so it's my starting spot, that's our origin, and I'm counting to the right, these numbers get bigger. The further I go to the right, the bigger they get. I think I drew a number line that looked like this once before. And that means that the further I go to the right, the bigger and thicker the line is getting. So it gets bigger and greater. And when I go to the left, numbers get smaller. The count is different too. If I go from 0 to this space here, I go forward 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, and so on. However, if I go to the left, these are my negative numbers, these are my positive numbers, I'm actually getting smaller by going to the left. So I would go negative 1/10, negative 2/10, negative 3/10, negative 4/10, etc. And again, the further I go this way, the smaller the numbers are getting, which explains why all the way down here on the left side is beautiful 1 2/10, and up here, perfect, are 8/10, which means that they're bigger. Sometimes we're given numbers that are a little bit closer together. For example, negative 1 4/10 we're going to compare that to negative 1 25/100. And to complete that statement, which one of our symbols do I use? Well, let's take a look, maybe using a number line that's kind of up and down. If I was going to put the number 1 on this, it would probably be right about here. So that's why we're drawing right about here. Here would be 1, which means as I'm heading that way, numbers are getting bigger. As I'm heading this way, numbers are getting smaller. Represented on our number line that's been flipped here is 1. The lag. Perfect. And 25/100. Absolutely gorgeous. And down here is 1 40/100, or 1 4/10, which means that since this number here is closer to 0 or closer going up, it is greater than. For some sixth graders, this comes naturally. Others, we have to practice. We will be practicing class. Feel free to email me. Feel free to comment on the blog. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. There is the maths you should know.